Hey, welcome back to the Roy Works channel. My name is Jason Roy, and in today's video we're going to continue work on Ned the CJ2A project. In today's video we are going to work on the side steps that come out of the fender and go to the body. I decided to make my own, even though it's very cheap to buy replacement parts for that. But I figured, you know what, I like fabricating my own parts. I really enjoy doing the body work and everything on the CJ, on Ned, even though it's probably not perfect, but I know I did it and there's a value in that. So in today's video, I'm gonna replicate those parts as close as I can using some pictures that I found on the internet as a reference. This is the part I'm gonna be working on right here. And I'm gonna take a couple of clues on how to fabricate this, as far as the distance, how big this is, where it's located on the fender, the different curves. I looked at pictures that were blown up and showed a lot more detail, but just for this video I'm just going to show you what I'm referencing as far as how far it goes down on the body, which basically comes right about halfway down on this curve here. So we'll use that as a reference, and let's give it a shot, see how good we can do. So as I was saying, this right here basically stops pretty much halfway down that radius, or that quarter radius there. So that's where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna look on this part of the Jeep here, and I'm gonna basically draw a line going right down, and that's where I'm gonna stop. So looking at this, I can see that this comes out straight here. And so I'm gonna stop. It's on this, not on this picture so much, but you can kind of see where it goes into the fender a little bit right there and makes a little curve. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna stop it here, and it's gonna curve out from there. It's gonna come out from the fender, go down this way, and then return into here. So the thickness, the height that this step seems to have stopped by the best, you know, I wish I had the ones that were on here originally, but they were so rotted there was nothing left. So I'm left with really nothing as a reference, and I don't know anybody locally that has one of these, so I can't go get measurements from them. But I'm gonna just kind of do the best I can to make an educated guess on the dimensions. So I think, to me, it looks like it's about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches thick. So I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna go 1 3/8 inches. So I'm gonna mark 1 3/8 inches here and right here. And now I'm gonna draw a straight line that goes over here and continue it on the fender to come right across here. I extended this over a little bit more because I want to make this step even a little bit bigger than maybe it's supposed to be. All right, so now I'm just gonna grab a piece of cardboard and I'm gonna make a template. First, I wanna square up and cut down this cardboard a little bit. Now I'm gonna hold it up to the lines that I made. I don't wanna hold it at the bottom because now I'm looking for this edge right here. I wanna make sure that this lines up with this mark, and that's gonna give me my top dimension for the step. So I wanna make sure that I'm holding it up here, because if I hold it down the bottom, you can see if I make a mark here, where it is. Now if I move it down here, it ends up being like an inch too short. So I just want to make sure I hold it up here, because this is where that top part's going to be. And I also want to make this top mark to show where it's going to return. I'm going to mark where the fender comes out here, because this is going to curve out this way, and it's going to come out this way, and then it's going to return into a curve here. Maybe not that far. And then it's going to go straight across here. So let's bring it over to the table, cut it out, and make a template. Next thing, I want to find this angle right here, because I want to be able to cut this back piece. And it's going to be crucial to get this angle to be able to cut that back piece. So now I'm going to use this piece of paper, and I'm going to get a straight edge to hold along there. All right, so I got this made up. I just have it roughly crowned for now. So the only thing I have to do now is cut an angle right here so I can bend that metal back, and I'll have to re-weld this here, but make it so this point can get all the way over to here. I already have the angle cut out in the back. I have that back piece put in, so that angle is already preset. So once I cut that, I'll be able to bend this over to meet this, and it should go right up against there. All right, I made a mark right here to allow for that angle right here. So I'll cut that, bend that back, re-weld it, and it should slide right in. All right, so I overshot the mark a little bit right here. This is where I wanted to stop, but I went a little bit too far. But I'm okay with that. It still looks pretty good. Everything looks, this looks pretty close here. So now all I have to do is cut this extra material off here and just weld this up here and cut this back a little bit and weld this up here. All right, well, that worked out pretty well. I ended up welding it right to the body right here. Man, it's nice to work with new pieces of metal together. You actually realize, again, that you can weld and that you're not welding onto rusty metal and, really thin metal like that. That worked out pretty well. So I ended up welding it across there, and I actually bolted it. I don't know if you can really see that, but I put one bolt towards the front just to support it here. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. The angle is really close right here. And it was more important to me that this was a nice tight joint right here. So I'm glad. It looks like it's bent under a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. They're nice and strong. Looks good. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, this side worked out good. What's good about these two, they really make the fenders really rigid. This side was a little floppy, but it looks good now. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today in the garage. This is going to be my last video for 2021. I hope everybody has a great new year, and I will see you next time in 2022. In the next videos, we're going to have a lot of good new content. I want to do the exhaust system. I I want to install a wiring harness, possibly convert this to a 12-volt system, and we're going to take it for its first test ride. So stay tuned. I hope you guys are liking this content, and I will see you next time. Next video, I think I'm going to try to repair this gas tank, or at least evaluate it. Cut out the rust, see what the inside of the tank looks like, and then I'll get your all of your opinion on it too. See whether it's worth. I heard repairing an old tank is sometimes better than some of the new reproduction tanks. So let's take a look at it and see what the best way to go. Well, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.